hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. I am Metroid Crime, and I am here today with BunniestBunRena.
Hi.
And she is playing Deathsmiles IIX Makai no Merry Christmas for the Nintendo Switch. She is going for a Follet high score attempt. You want to explain what that means?
Yeah,
Yes?
sure. So, when it comes to shmups, you'd be surprised people do still play them. Because, we don't really speedrun these games. Most of the competition comes from scoring. Because, well, of course. So, I guess this is a perfect way to start out, presenting for a organization called Lady Arcaders, because we're about to get into some real, caring about high score leaderboards territory here.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
And, yeah. Oh.
Go ahead, do you whenever you're ready, please give me a countdown. If you want to talk more about the game as well, I'm with that.
Sure. Before we start on the countdown, I'm just gonna let the opening cutscene play without any context and all.
Yes, yes, this is perfect. This was the beginning of that nightmare? Oh my gosh. Oh my. Yes! Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Bye!
Don't be fooled. Soup is the worst character in this game. She murdered someone, but she does not murder the leaderboards. So, I think it's a wonderful primer for the rest of this game.
Absolutely. I am so excited.
Deathsmiles is Cave's last original IP before they just stopped making shmups in 2012. That happened, but for some reason, instead of staying with their gothic horror aesthetic, they decided that the second game would be a Christmas episode. I don't know how that happened, but it sure did. It's
amazing. Yeah, that's kind of a weird theme to pick, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess they had the option between swimsuit episode and this episode, and only one of them was socially acceptable.
I guess the two anime tropes.
So, I guess another thing before we start here, we're gonna be going with, Follet. When it comes to characters, they're divided. There's 6 of them. We're actually not playing the highest scoring character. We're playing the second highest scoring character. And a lot of that comes down to the familiar that the character has, since the familiars are how we get pickups. And Follet's familiar is very, very good. It's actually very funny, the, upper bounds of all the characters just showcase it perfectly. So, for Lei, who's the highest scoring character, it's, somewhere around, maybe 20 billion. Okay? For Follet, it's around, for Follet and Rosa, it's about, 10, 12 billion. And then for the rest of the characters, it's about 1 billion. So there's a huge gap between some of the characters, just because their familiars suck. So, we'll be getting off to showing. Alright, this gameplay is gonna be wild, I assure you.
So excited.
And it's gonna be bad because I'm trying to commentate, but that's besides the point. Let's...
Feel if at any point you need to focus,
Yeah.
absolutely, that's fine. I can go off and start talking about random stuff.
Oh, perfect. All right.
Okay.
Anyways, 3, 2, 1, go. So of
Right.
course, here's all our characters. They're all chilling. We're gonna go to Follet. And we only have one option for our first stage, which is a bit weird for Deathsmiles. We have 3 ranks we can go through. We're going to be going level 3 all the way, baby! Because of course it's higher scoring. The other levels are mostly just for people who are just getting into the game and be a little more beginner friendly. So, I mean, hey, I definitely recommend it. If you want to use this as your first shmup, both Deathsmiles 1 and 2 come in a bundle. And they're pretty beginner friendly. And I'll just let this play out as I talk about some of the scoring. We start right where we left off, and you can read this. But a lot of our scoring is going to be centered around a gameplay loop. What it's going to be is there are 2 counters that you're going to see in the bottom left. I always have to think about it actively. But there's 2 counters in the bottom left. We want to get them to 1,000 and 10,000 respectively. One of them is the power-up counter, and one of them is the overall counter. And they do different things. The power-up counter allows us to power up. Gee golly, who would have thought? Which gives us a lot of different effects. And the overall counter gives us a lot more to... Oh, it's focus time already.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Please go ahead.
Since it is, we do have to make 10,000 by a pretty early point. Get all these bullets on screen.
Loving the bats over here.
Hey,
oh my gosh.
Here's power up. There's power up mode, as you can see. Basically, what it does, it powers up our shot. Gee golly, who would have thought? And we also get a big bonus to all of the enemies that we kill. And that bonus is actually the overall counter. That overall counter is a bonus that we get while we are in power-up mode. For all sorts of things. Basically all the collectibles that we spawn, which of course things also spawn more collectibles. But we'll get along to that later, because we're already our first boss! Wow!
Oh my gosh.
It's her! And him.
Oh my gosh, amazing!
Every boss has these cutscenes. And we're gonna do some more boss mechanics. If you're up close when you're shooting a boss, you get pickups. It's great, and we gotta hope that this random pattern doesn't screw us over. Okay, it's pretty bad actually. Nice. But yeah, we can also just ride the reindeer for a little bit back here. But yeah, when you're close, we get pickups. Our goal is to get back to 10,000 and then activate power-up mode at the end of this boss. Right at the end. So, we can, oh, I missed it. That's okay. No TLB. Sad. But we want to cancel all the bullets that the boss will throw at us with power-up mode, which will give us a lot more pickups. And of course, we're talking a lot about power-up mode. But I haven't even gone over those familiars I was talking about earlier, because there's so much to talk about.
Oh gosh, yeah, definitely. It looks like there's a lot of stuff,
yeah.
a lot of different mechanics in this game.
We'll be a little scatterbrained for a little bit. But, why the familiars are important is because our familiar shots, specifically our flamethrower here for Follet, are very important for scoring because they give us pickups that add to our counters. Specifically, it's the blue pickups that will add to our counter, our power-up counter, and the red ones that will add to our overall counter. But when we have the power-up counter completely filled, everything just adds to the overall counter. So, as you can see, this flamethrower is really good at getting pickups, just in general, because it's just a constant stream. So we can just sit in things and get so many pickups, which is the reason why we're doing this with this stage. These rocks are technically enemies, so if we just sit our flamethrower in them for a little bit, we are technically blasting an enemy with our flamethrower. And these rocks never die, so we can just sit here and soak up that delicious bonus for quite a while. And you'll see, while we're in power-up mode, the things we kill spawn these blue bullets. And these blue bullets are also very important. Because when we're in power-up mode, we can cancel them into all these pickups like this by going into lock shot, which has its own separate thing going on. But with lock shot, we can cancel those into pickups. But when we shoot things with lock shot in power-up mode, those spawn a different kind of bullet, much like the ones you are seeing right now. Whoa. Sticky position. And so you can also cancel those into even more pickups. Wow. So a lot of the scoring is bouncing lock shot modes while you're in power-up mode. So you're constantly canceling bullets and getting all these pickups that get these enormous bonuses from your overall counter. Do you have any questions?
Very cool.
Do you have any questions
oh my gosh.
from chat, Sheila?
I am so impressed.
Yeah, so far this run's going
oh my
pretty
gosh.
well.
Yeah, I like this type of game, like this type of like bullet hell game is just like, it's so impressive when people play it well. I'm so bad at these, and it's just like you're dodging all of these different types of bullets, and I also have to say how cool your flamethrower is. I really love flamethrowers in general, and you're just murdering people. It's great.
Oh yes, Follet's flamethrower is great. It's not the best shot type in the game though. Lay's is, because she basically puts dots on all these enemies with her familiar. And because of that, you can get so many dots going and just have it not be like an issue. Oh, we're gonna get one of those cancels.
Whee! Nice.
That's a lot of pickups, but the reason she uses
Yeah.
this is, you know, you put dots, and the thing is, those dots were completely independent of whatever you're doing. So you can just put a bunch of dots on enemies, soak up a million pickups, and also do everything else that you need to do at the same time. So the scoring potential is nuts. The thing holding her back is that she's so dumb to play. Her controls are so bad.
Yeah, so that's interesting. So do like every single character has like completely different controls, or?
Somewhat. The way her familiar works is a little different. She has there's a lot to explain with that, but
Yeah, no problem. If you need to focus, go ahead.
Basically, the way it works is typically with the way that the game is, usually the shot type, the shot that you're looking for, that will give you the big pickups. Oops, just failed something there. Nice. The thing that you're looking for is usually the focus shot, which you hold down, you get the focus shot, standard shmup stuff.
Yeah.
It's usually on the focus shot, but for Lei, it's on the unfocused shot, which means that your familiar is moving around while you're trying to maneuver it to shoot at things. So actually hitting anything like that is a nightmare and a half. It requires so much forethought and planning.
Interesting.
It's like super not fun, but and also she's one of the fastest characters in the game. So not only do you have to like balance all that, but you also have to deal with the fact that she is moving very fast, and as such, her familiars are moving fast as well. So it's even harder to aim them. So yeah, it's just a big nightmare of actually trying to get the shots off. But when you do, they're really good.
Yeah.
And now it's
cool that there's that variety in this game, like being able to find something that works for you, I guess.
Okay, that's fine. Ooh. Just taking a casual death for funsies?
Oh my
okay.
gosh, those grabbing hands.
Okay, we should be fine. That death isn't too bad. Honestly, deaths are not too terrible in this game like they are in the original Deathsmiles. In the original Deathsmiles, you take a death and your run's over, you reset. But, for Deathsmiles 2, it's a lot more forgiving. Just because it's, like, way easier to build up your counter in this game. And God bless. As someone who played the original Deathsmiles a lot, I started out with the original Deathsmiles. It was pain and agony.
Ah, I see.
Just because it's so strict.
Yeah.
And we got our kind old man who has probably the most famous pattern in this game, where it's just like a severed head and it's like a big all around the world attack. It's very funny. We will not be seeing it. He is already unfortunate. We got some attacks to. Oh, I did not mean to bomb there. Cool. In fact, that might be a bit of a problem. I did not want to bomb there.
That's okay. Let's see. Let's see.
So I usually bomb here. Don't die. Don't die. Thank you. Okay, we're back.
Awesome.
Just want to wait a little bit here. Because we want to get all of the bullets that we can on screen. Whee! That's a lot of pickups, baby.
Nice.
Ugh. That cancel always stresses me out, because that you sometimes you have to. This enemy has some very good art. Yeah, a lot of people actually rail the aesthetics of this game because it's not the really nice pixel art of the first game. Because, oh my god, Cave is just the king of pixel art. They're so good. And this is like 3D model jankness with very questionable animations. So a lot of people don't like it, but I'm actually a huge fan. It looks...
I think the enemies and animations are super charming.
Yeah, right? I think they got a lot going for them, honestly.
Yeah.
So far, this run's going magnifico, by the way. This is
amazing.
A fantastic run so far. Do we have any questions from chat about the gameplay, just in case there's something I didn't like explain properly?
Yeah, chat. Do you have any questions for Rena here? Chat says good luck.
Oh, perfect. I'm gonna need it.
Also, chat says this game is wild looking. Yeah, absolutely. It's so impressive to watch you just navigate through all of these bullets. It's amazing. You're doing great.
Thank you.
Like, I love this. Indie Villain says, do you control the familiar with one joystick and the main character with the other?
No, that's actually a feature in the Xbox port of the original Deathsmiles and only there. Instead, I believe the follower just moves based on your character's movement. So there's actually a huge thing with like micromanaging that movement as well, because you have to take into consideration your position and the aura of your familiar, because you need to make sure it's actually hitting things with a lock shot. I think we're just gonna go for the refresh here. That was a very risky and dumb refresh, but I sure did do it.
Yeah.
Wow. But, yeah, oh, refreshes, I never explained those. The way we keep our counter up, usually, is, right, because, you know, the counter runs down when you enter power-up mode. The way we keep everything going, since after power-up mode, both your counters reset, what we do is, right before the counter ends, focus time.
Yeah, no problem.
Damn.
That's one big bug. Got some really long legs.
Yeah. But, yeah, right before the counter ends, usually around the 200 mark, we get a bunch of those, blue soul bullets on the screen. and we cancel them all right at the end, usually around the 20 mark. So all those pickups turn into all those bullets turn into pickups, which then the counter ends immediately after. So when we exit, there's a bunch of power-ups or pickups on screen that we can just pick up, and it will add a lot to our overall counter and stuff. Yeah. So that way we can kind of keep the flow going of constantly going into power-up mode. Ooh, and we're actually... Ooh, perfect. It has been incident-free so far, somehow. And right now we've actually entered death mode. A very strange mode. It's a holdover from the original Deathsmiles, but it works a lot differently in this game. It's basically not even the same thing. It just shares a name. But the way it works in this game is that basically just enemies will start spawning these walls of bullets, and that's all they do. They just start spawning these walls of bullets. It's nothing else. I wish it was more, honestly, because in the original Deathsmiles, death mode actually has a huge implication on the scoring, which I find super interesting and fun. But in this game, it's mostly just these walls. Unfortunately, at least with the route I take, we actually do not have enough time for another power-up, so we just gotta chill out for a little bit, unfortunately. Hard boss incoming, though. And also, the strangest named boss, I must say.
I'm looking forward to this, then.
Oh, yeah, it is. I kid you not, this boss's name, as we're going to see, like, basically right now, is Bigot? His name is Bigot. I don't know what that says, but... I don't know if he has the best view on racial minorities.
You know, he just, like, destroyed an entire frickin', like, city.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Extremely rude.
Alright.
Yeah, please destroy Bigot. Yes.
Oh, well. Fantastic pattern.
Nice. Yeah, chat was remarking about how beautiful the background art of this level was.
Yeah.
And he just went and destroyed it.
Yeah, man, what's that about? Whew, okay. That boss scares me every time. Those final patterns are like a crapshoot on the worst of days.
Yeah.
And I'll let this cutscene play, but now I get to head off to the extra stage because we haven't continued yet. And a funny story, this game is actually translated a lot better than the original. The original was first translated by Axis Games, who you might know from 999. And it was brought over to the West by that same company. Big, weird issue they had with the translation. They gave everyone in the cast these incredibly weird regional accents for some reason. I have no idea why. So like, because they're all from different places in the world. Like, you know, Rosa's from, like, California, and Casper's from, like, Germany, I believe. So, like, you have Casper over here, who, like, in the original game, they all talk the same. But in the translation, she's saying, like, oh, Wunderbar, and stuff like that. Just out of nowhere. And,
out of nowhere, yeah.
and Rosa, on the other hand, says, like, oh, babe, hon. She's like a total Valley girl. It does not make any sense at all. Thankfully, this is the first translation that this game has ever gotten, and they made it normal. Which actually gives you some time to talk about this. This game hasn't been localized in a decade since it came out. Even longer than a decade. This game has sat in the canals of Cave's arcades, because all of these games are arcade games. They just get ported to consoles, since Cave is still an arcade developer. And there's actually a huge issue and a problem with Cave games getting ported, because they're basically impossible to emulate since you need the slowdown for the games to be playable. And so we need official ports for these games to be preserved, and a lot of cave games just haven't been preserved. It's something that's been changing recently, as you can see, but the more unknown cave games have gone unported since like the Xbox 360 and also region locked. So there's a huge issue with the preservation of these games because it's not very profitable to make official ports of these games when that's the only way they can be reasonably preserved without somehow finding a way to properly emulate these games. And for Deathsmiles 2 it was especially bad because it was in a ROM. It was literally an executable running on a PC. So in order to emulate this game, properly, you would literally have to run a virtual machine with the specs of the PC that this game was running and run the executable in it. It was an absolute nightmare. So, thankfully this game has come over in the Deathsmiles 1 and 2 package. So now we can all play it! And everyone, welcome to Hello Land! Except all of the O's are out in the entire... There's not a single working O light in this entire place. I can't imagine why. Unlike the original Deathsmiles, this game's extra stage is a lot more fun and reasonable and not bad. They thankfully changed things for the better. And now it's just a fun stage instead. God bless.
So is this game... So I guess, with what you were talking about before, is this game normally, like, not horizontal? Like, is it a vertical game?
No, Deathsmiles... no, Deathsmiles actually is a horizontal, scrolling shmup. Ooh, I did not mean to do that. That's fine. That's kind of a hit to the score, but that's fine. Actually, what if I... Oh, I don't have a bomb even. That's very funny. Guess we're chilling with this. Yahoo! Yeah, no, Deathsmiles is actually really unique in Cave's lineup because it's the one of three horizontally scrolling shmups in Cave's library.
Okay.
So it's actually pretty unique in that respect. Well, focus mode. Alright, cool.
Nice.
Alright, that was a little less lucrative than I would have liked, but I'm completely okay with that. Honestly, I'm just chilling that we're still going, no death vibes.
Yeah.
We're still chilling, which is super good. I actually was begging the gods that at some point I would get a run coming in here with, more than 3 lives. Because I got in a rut for a while, just taking 2 deaths before this point. It was really not fun. We're gonna die on this boss, though. I assure you. This boss is nuts. Don't worry. If you were looking for some more deaths, these bosses are not fun.
The fallen mascots, oh.
Yeah, the abandoned amusement park.
Wow.
Yep, there we go. Not where I expected to die. Usually I can do that one pretty okay, but, you know, whatever. That's okay. And now we just gotta chill. And let's see if I can do this. Nope. Nope, I got stuck. Thankfully, that boss lets us just chill.
Nice.
Now, please don't hit me again. That'd be super cool. There we go. That's usually the performance I'm looking for.
Yeah, this is so impressive.
Die please. He's getting fence, thank you. This attack's not getting dodged though, don't worry. No. No. I don't think I want to, actually. Okay, never mind, we got to do a little bit dodging. Okay, we're breathing. We're breathing. I have to like remind myself for that. And that's one.
Got this.
All right. All right. Took a few more deaths than I want to. I wish I would have bombed there, but that's okay. That could have been a lot worse. Now we just need to not get bodied on the final stage here. Playing the EX stage does, in fact, make this final stage harder. So we have sentenced ourselves to death, but that's okay. I feel like that's what you came for. And this if you guys like the environment so far, you guys are gonna get a kick out of this.
Oh yeah, this is gorgeous.
Yeah, this environment's the best in the game by a long shot. It is this wonderful non-Euclidean chessboard mansion nightmare. It's really cool. But as such, it is also very hard. Let's just cancel here. Oh yeah, if you didn't notice already, one of the benefits of power mode is that you no longer take contact damage. Normally running into an enemy would do half your bar, but for when you're in power-up mode, you do not have to worry about that at all, which is coming in real handy. It's coming in clutch.
I love it when the screen explodes into the blue, purple, pink rainbow of colors.
Okay, not the best refresh, but wow. I'm surprised I was able to do that at all, actually. That was very good gameplay. And we won. Good gameplay gone. Don't expect it to come back. No, I am kind of preaching, doing what I preach here. You always want to bomb before you die. Always, always, always. Because, you know, a bomb is always way better than a death. And if you die, you lose all the bombs that you had for that life. So, generally, you know, if you can be bombing, it's always better to do that instead, of course, because bombs can always be, like, regotten, and there's more of them. You only have so many lives, and you don't really get them back. Ooh. Oh, that was cool. Oh, I didn't expect to be doing that. Oh, cool. A lot of this game is pretty freeform. A lot of it's just thinking on the fly. So a lot of this is just being like, oh wow, I could dodge that? That's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the only game that I've played that's kind of similar to this, I was a huge fan of Yumcher Wars 2, I believe, that only got released on the 360 and nowhere else.
Hey, a lot of Cave Shmups have also only been released on the 360 and nowhere else.
Yeah.
So
yeah, maybe that's what made me think of it. I was like, huh, interesting. I really enjoyed that game though, but it is a twin stick shooter, and the thing that you were mentioning about the bombs was like, oh yeah, that's very familiar to me.
Yeah. Whoa, okay, cool. Actually going into the last portion of the game with a very interesting count. Usually I don't come into this stage, this part of the stage with a lot of, with overall kind of like this. Usually I come in with a lot less overall kind of. Usually it's like,
oh, the snakes are back. Oh yeah, I didn't like those cherubs. They were with the twisting heads.
oh, don't worry, we got plenty more. Don't worry. Ooh, yeah, I usually never find myself having to score this part of the game. Usually I come in here with not nearly enough overall counter. Okay, and we're chilling. Are y'all ready for the final boss, boys? We made it.
Yeah.
And I got resources too, so we might actually close this one out. We might actually close this one out with a pretty decent score.
Nice.
There you are, Satan Claus. His name's Satan Claus, by the way. It's not Santa Claus. It is Satan Claus, spelled C-W-A-C-L-A-W-S. He's also a pervert. We're not
pervert.
You bonk him. Follet is 14, you asshole.
Yep.
At least Bobo gets it. Bobo's out here. Alright. I'm instructing you all to go and cancel Satan Claus on Twitter right now. Get the call out post ready. Get that twit longer thread. And you're gonna be having a fun time with this boss. Cause oh boy.
Great Newton says, "What's this? What's this? There's perverts everywhere."
It's true. Oh God. Thankfully, we shouldn't be taking a terrible time. This boss sucks though, man. This boss sucks.
Oh yeah, some very complex patterns here.
Yeah. And to the bomb I go. Whew, okay. Somehow survived that. We take those. Usually that pattern is especially bad. Just because you have to keep track of the bullets that you can't see in the background too. Oh, and I still don't know how to dodge this one. So we're gonna be winging it for a little bit. Yeah. This is what we call intentional gameplay here at the Lady Arcade. Yo, if I could survive this attack too, that would be super dope actually. Whee! This one might not be survived though. No. That's okay. Usually I'm able to actually kill it before that happens, but today was just not a day for that, which is fine. Okay, going in with 3 bombs. I'm gonna have to kind of pray a little bit on this one, cause he's
Chat, let's give Rena some energy. Give her your energy.
Please do. I'm gonna need it. These final patterns are not fun. Alright, Satan Claus. Okay, breathe. This pattern's pretty simple and fun, though. It looks really cool. Try and get the safety power up off of it. So worst comes to it, we can just power up to quickly clear things out. As we might hear. Yeah, I'm just wrong. Really? Okay. Yeah. Yeah! Dumbest shit I've ever seen.
Wow.
That was the dumbest dodge ever.
Oh no, he's got the army of cherubs. Chat's sending their energy.
No! That is. Look at that sliver!
Wow, wow.
That's unfortunate. Oh.
That was still extremely impressive.
All right. No, I'll happily take that. Was that a new?
Is that the end?
That's
is that time?
Yes, that is, and
Yes?
that's a new
Okay.
high.
And that's time. There we go.
New high score. New high
Awesome!
score.
Yo,
New
amazing!
high score.
Congratulations!
And aptly, we hit the magical 666. So.
Oh, amazing!
Oh God. Oh man.
That's so awesome!
Ah! Wait, I can breathe again. Woo! Oh, that was nuts. Even if we didn't clutch it out, I think we got close enough to say that I basically did it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Goodbye, Satan Claus. We have gotten the 5 magical notes. We've done it. We got our wish, boys. And we get into contact with literal God. This is literal God. God is a woman, as predicted.
Nice.
God bless. Pays up to my homie up there. Here to resurrect Dior. That's Deathsmiles IIX. Makai no Merry Christmas, though. Wonderful game. Even if the weird, well, at least the subtext is still there. It's a little weird. I will admit, Japan went a little overboard. But we're chilling. I really do think this game is fantastic. It's super duper fluid. You can trying to look respectfully at God. Yeah. But yeah, with a lot of cave shmups, they can get really rigid with their routing and stuff, especially with the Deathsmiles and how terrible the last 2 stages in that game are, because you do have to no-miss them. This game's a lot more fluid and chillax and vibing, and Miss Tior gets to wake up like he wasn't just murdered.
Seems like I fell asleep.
Yeah, sure, nothing happened. Everything's good. Oh, you can see the background cutting off there, because of the weird aspect ratio. Weird detail. In that last CG, you can see the window getting cut off at the bottom. Very good port. I'm kidding, of course. I'm very glad this game did eventually get ported, and it's it's coming over to Steam. So it's one of the few cave ports that's actually coming over to Steam. Deathsmiles 1 is already on Steam, but the 1 and 2 package from City Connections, that is in fact better in every way, because it's not broken. By the way, the current Steam port's broken, don't buy
important,
it.
Yeah. It's important detail, yeah.
Yeah, the current Steam port just doesn't work. Oops. At least for the original. But 1 and 2 is coming over to Steam in June, I believe. So, if you have found any part of this interesting, or maybe even interested at the more well-respected and enjoyed Deathsmiles 1, it's also coming to Steam as well this June. Or if you really can't wait, then you can buy the Steam port that's already on there. It technically does function. Or if you're me and you just couldn't wait, you can also buy the Xbox 360 port, which does work, for about $500 total if you're willing to buy a Japanese
Oh yeah, because the region locking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, get yourself, if you want to play all the cave games, you could get yourself a Japanese Xbox and shell out multiple hundreds of dollars for the cave ports because they were not produced. Or you can
for games like that where you're clearly very passionate about it, I totally understand wanting to play on original hardware and being able to play the games that you want to play.
Yeah,
totally. Yeah.
I had to go for it just because I got really into Deathsmiles way before this port was even a thing. This port actually came out literally December last year. I've been playing this game for much longer, or specifically Deathsmiles 1. I jumped onto Deathsmiles 2 once this port came out, so I had to shell up. I actually have the limited edition collector's box up on my shelf. way back over there, because I have made mistakes in my life. I have made big mistakes. But lucky for you all, you do not have to put in that much. And if you want to play this game right now, it's on Switch. And I can assure you that the Switch does not hinder the performance at all, even if you're not in docked mode. All the Switch shmups, for the most part, that have been ported over, work as intended. They work.
That's good to hear.
The slowdown's accurate. There's quite a few of them, and I will admit they are a little more, some of them are a little more expensive. Specifically, the M2 ports are a lot more expensive because just because they are only physically distributed in Japan. So they go for like $80, but you could be paying $300 instead. That's the other option.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's me. Maybe I'll be coming back to showcase Yuppie Psycho later on.
Yes, that'll be on June 2nd, I believe.
Absolutely fantastic. Is there anything else? Anything after me directly, or are we chilling?
Nope. This is basically it. Is there anything else you wanted to shout out? Anyone you wanted to shout out? Anything else you wanted to mention? Before
I'd like to shout out the entire Shmup Discord for existing. They basically keep the American Shmup community together. I'd also like to shout out the entire Japanese arcade community, which still does exist. Arcades are actually still a big thing in Japan, and they've been keeping shmups alive far beyond any Americans have. And of course, I'd like to give a shout out to my good friend Kiwi, who is an actual, like, real-ass pilot, but he also plays shmups. We had a podcast together for a little bit, and he's done a lot of help getting me into this game and giving me a bunch of advice and stuff like that. He's on the Shmup Discord too. And also I make music.
Oh yeah. Is there anything you want to plug? Do we have a place where we can reach you or see your stuff, or?
I have my own stream. I don't stream there often, but I'm going to be picking it back up because finals week is over and I can finally start streaming again. And I have a Twitter I technically use.
What is are you just BunniestBunRena on
no, actually,
Twitch, or?
On Twitch, yeah. I'm BunniestBunRena. I'll say hi in chat.
Yeah, there we go. So that everyone can give you a little follow.
Yeah, if you wish. I do play this game every now and then. Though for now, it's gonna be a lot of Yuppie Psycho, cause I gotta practice that now. I gotta dust off. But yeah, no, thanks for having me. I don't have too much to shout out because I am surprisingly alone on this game.
That's okay. Well, thank you again so much for coming by and showing off your game today. That was awesome.
Of course.
So glad that you could be here and show this off. And yeah, thank you so much.
Absolutely, of course. It's the least I could do.
Okay, everyone, we're going to just switch over. I'll be right back, and I'm gonna switch over to the intermission screen. But yeah, thank you again so much, Rena, for being here today.
Of course.